Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business.
Welcome to Standing on Business, a podcast from Lion Manufacturing where we ask, what business do you stand on? Ladies, welcome to the pod. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You want to introduce yourself real quick? Tell us your name and what department you work for.
You can start.
My name is Catherine Fensky, and I'm part of the manufacturing department.
I'm Jenna Dunn, and I'm part of the marketing team.
I'm Casey Love, and I'm on the sales team.
And as the only three girls in Lion Manufacturing, we wanted to make sure each of you were on your own team. So that worked out pretty well, actually. But you guys applied for those positions, actually, and it has worked out pretty well. Have you enjoyed your departments so far this year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very cool, very cool. How did you get your start with Lion Manufacturing? What made you want to join something like this in school? All of you in your senior year as well.
Well, this period, I had a class called anatomy, and I joined it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally can't do this. And then I was like asking around like what classes were this period, and Corbin Brown put me on. He was like, we have like student run this period. I think you'd be really good at it because you're talkative, and like come join the sales team. I think you'll like it. And so I just trusted him, and then I joined, and I really like it now. So
yeah, you're part of that crew that's very outgoing, very vibrant, very your people skills are solid, and you've done a really good job on the sales team so far.
Thank you.
Jenna?
Well, last year I was on Lion Media, and I also saw Lion Manufacturing, and so I signed up for the class, and I got it this year. And I'm glad I joined. I really like it so far.
Yeah, obviously it's kind of hard depending on scheduling to be able to get in the actual class, but people can still be a part of the club and that kind of thing. But I'm glad you're in the class as well. Catherine, what about you?
So I originally had a study hall in this period and then a second math class. And so I did not want two math classes. And Jenna asked me, can you join Lion Manufacturing? I'm the only girl. And I said, sure. So I got a study hall and a not math class out of it.
Solid. Yeah, so Jenna signed up as the first girl in the class and there wasn't anybody else. She recruited Catherine, Corbin recruited you, and it's worked out really well so far. So I'm glad to have you on the team. So that kind of leads me to my next question. So we obviously this class, manufacturing in general, is a little male dominated, but I think especially since we're in a school setting as well, I just think that girls are better at school. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's lots of qualities that women have that are just, it's attention to detail, it's not cutting corners, it's stick-to-itiveness, grit to get the job done and do it well that women bring to the table. And I think that really helps in our class. So how do you feel that like being a woman in your department specifically has helped you in your jobs at Lion Manufacturing?
I think with me, I do a lot of the 3D printing and the design for that. I have the ability just to have more creativity with that stuff.
Yeah, girls tend to be more creative in those kind of school projects. Guys are like, what do I have to do to get it done and get it done? Girls take their time. They're a little more creative. They just have a different eye for things like that.
And I feel like making sure that everything is the best of my ability and the quality, I feel like that definitely comes out more when I'm designing or printing, because that's important to me.
Yeah, and you're working on a project right now, something for Easter to sell and have people purchase to put in their Easter baskets and that kind of thing, and it's turning out pretty well. We've done some prototyping on the 3D printing, and you've designed all those from scratch, which is really, really cool. Jenna, what about you?
I do most of like the writing and getting like the posts out on social media.
Yeah, I don't want to say that guys are illiterate, but at times I'm like, we gotta punch up this writing. So you've been great at that. You've been doing press releases, writing posts, and your detail oriented writing style has really helped in your department as well. Casey, what about you?
I just think my interpersonal skills are what like carries me, because I know a lot of the guys like they just like don't care what they say just as long as they get a sale out. And I know for a fact my little Adam Vogel email chain is the talk of the town, but me and him are buddies. We're buddies
chain.
now. So I mean, if it takes 57 emails, I'm gonna get there.
Is that what it's at? 57?
At least you're doing it right and making sure everything is what they
when you
need.
close that sale, we just were ordering stuff to get everything ready to go for that. We're going to get that out the door hopefully soon, but whatever it takes, right? And your writing style once again, and that's good. That's good. Awesome. So you guys you're thriving in your departments. You're doing really, really well, taking leadership positions in them and doing the work, like you guys said, to the best of your ability. And I just think that that's at times at a different level than what guys do, especially in a school setting, like I said. Obviously, you guys have some plans for your life. What are you thinking about doing after high school? You don't have to commit right now. I know committing and sticking to a path, it's tough to decide right now, what am I doing with the rest of my life? But if you were to graduate tomorrow, where would you be heading?
I'd be heading to Duquesne for engineering.
Repping again.
Yeah, coincidentally.
Yeah. So engineering. So some of the 3D printing and design and fusion and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely the designing, especially because one of the branches that I have looked at is mechanical engineering, and design is a big part of that. So having just a baseline and anything with that is good for going into that field.
Very cool. Very cool. Jenna, what are you thinking?
I'm going to Penn State Altoona and I'm going to major in accounting and like business.
Nice. So you're going into the business field a little bit. Awesome. Love it. Love it. Casey?
I think I'm the only one not really doing business.
That's all right.
I'm going to go to Slippery Rock and major in psychology.
Okay.
So again, with like the interpersonal skills, this has definitely helped me with it.
Yeah. So do you want to be a psychologist, kind of own your own practice?
Criminal psychologist is what I'm aiming for.
All right. Yeah. So you might have some email strands with some criminals.
Oh, no. I hope it's not 57 longer.
Good. So yeah, even just those communication skills that you're gaining in the sales department are going to be huge in whatever you guys do. Very cool. So with those things, what has Lion Manufacturing kind of done to help you either solidify that or help you improve on some of your soft skills that will make you successful in your fields in the future?
Like I said, the 3D printing has really helped me just grow and expand on my knowledge, but it also has kind of reassured me that this is the right thing for me now.
Cool.
It helped me like realize like I like the business sides of things, and it helps me with my communication and leadership too.
Awesome.
Yeah, communication, like Jenna said, that's a big part of like any psychologist, if they want to do that. And so it's helped me just like solidify my skills in that.
Yeah, and it's nice that what you guys are doing in your different departments is not just something that you turn into a teacher and that's the only person who's seeing it. You're able to like get that out there for the world to see, for our community to see, for your client to see, whatever. And it's I'm hoping gives you a little bit of sense of pride in what you're putting into it, because you guys are doing A+ work in your departments, which I really like to see. So I have another question, especially from a girl's perspective, because a lot of people hear Lion Manufacturing, they think, oh, it's kind of like a shop class. It's probably a bunch of guys messing around, which they do kind of mess around. But why should more girls get involved in something like this? If there were a group of girls who were trying to schedule for next year, why should they take a class like Lion Manufacturing?
It's fun to watch yourself rise above like the same guys in like your like not like your field, I guess. Like I don't know, like from my perspective, like I'm doing everything they're doing, and sometimes I can do better. So
yeah, I mean, you've written the most emails.
Stop.
So that's good. And like it's kind of hard because like even me, I was never a shop kid. In my high school we had a wood shop, and you took it for 7th grade, and then you kind of went on your path.
Yeah.
But even just kind of learning some of the lingo is a bit of a learning curve, and understanding. And we bring other people onto the team, and they work with you in your department for sales and that kind of thing, so that you can talk the talk whenever you're selling to clients and that kind of thing. Good. What else?
It definitely gets you outside your comfort zone, which I like. Because I was debating taking class, but I'm really glad I did.
Good.
I definitely at first was questioning being on the manufacturing team, but then I found a way to make it more suited to me, like with the 3D printers, and I'm getting experience out of it. And even though I'm not a shop person, I'm capable of doing things that a lot of people aren't capable of doing.
Nice. Yeah, and the design and the fusion. And you kind of gotten into that 3D printing niche, which is really cool. So that would be kind of my message to other students who are kind of on the fence. Maybe I should take it, but it's a little scary. It's student run, right? It's student run manufacturing enterprise. So you guys kind of choose the projects that you're putting your effort into. You decide, what are you going to make? What are you going to sell? How are you going to sell it? How are you going to market it? Who are the clients we're trying to focus on? Those kinds of things. So it really is what they make of it. And like you said, they can find their niche to be successful in the class, which is great. Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to reverse this at all?
How did you get your start with it?
Yeah, we talked about this.
What drew you to it?
Yeah, we talked about this on one of the episodes where it was Mr. Eggleton who asked me if I would be interested to join here at CL as the business teacher. But I think it's, even just to draw that story out a little bit more, it's something that God has kind of brought these different pieces of my life together, including my wife. She is a photographer, videographer. She's got kind of that creative side to her, and I've learned a lot from her. And even my church that I go to, we got very into videos and editing and that kind of thing, especially through COVID. I had to kind of step into that role and be able to still bring our church community together through videos and that kind of thing. So there were lots of just orchestrations in my life that God was working out, and I just looked at it and reflected, and I said, this might be kind of what I'm heading towards. So I started here, and I haven't looked back. It's been a really good time.
I have another question.
Okay.
At the beginning, when you first started out, how'd you keep everyone motivated to keep trying and keep going?
Yeah, so that was kind of the big thing I needed to bring to the table. Everybody was telling me, you're gonna have a group of guys who've been on their phones doing nothing for quite a while. You got your work cut out for you. But basically, I just kind of had to decide, how do I want to structure the class? Basically get it into departments and then put the ownership back on them. I think a lot of them were kind of chomping at the bit to do something because they liked the idea of it. It was just they needed some structure. Yeah. And then more than that, they needed to have somebody who could answer questions and point them in the right direction so that they could be successful in what they wanted to try. So once I got us into departments, assigned some leaders to them, they took ownership, and I think I'm really lucky that I did have a group who were excited to get the ball rolling and actually make this thing successful. And then obviously we've been lucky this year with the addition of you three and some more who have taken it and even further than where we went last year. So a little bit of just structure and organization from my end, and the kids really just pushed and kept the business growing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So kind of our last question here. We're asking, what business do you stand on? What's the hill you're willing to die on? How do you direct your moral compass? Just kind of a saying that's giving you motivation right now. So one of the ones that I have that I've been thinking about, I forget where I saw this, but somebody said, how you do anything is how you do everything. So the effort and the level that you do, even just the small details of things, is how you're going to do the rest of the stuff throughout your life. So I think this was kind of a good saying when I was thinking about bringing you three on, because I think as women, you are very detail oriented. You guys don't cut corners. You want to do it well, even if it's just the way it looks. You want to put out a good package or a good product in everything that you do. Mm-hmm. So how you do anything is how you do everything. I thought that was kind of a good saying, a good business to stand on whenever I was going to bring you three onto the pod. But what business are you guys standing on right now?
For me, it's speak up and advocate for yourself, because if you don't do that in anything, if it's a sport, if it's a class, you're only going to get as far as what you're given instead of what you decide to bring on yourself.
Nice. I like that. I like it. Jenna?
I said hard work always pays off in like everything that you do.
I like it. Yeah. Are you playing volleyball at Penn State Altitude?
Yeah.
Nice. So hard work, that's definitely something that's built into sports. Swimmer. Yeah. Soccer? Golf. You golf.
Yeah, golf.
Yeah. And that's hard work right there. Lots of lugging that bag around.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So hard work pays off, man. That's great. Casey, what business you standing on?
Do things yourself or it'll be done wrong.
All right. Hey, that's honestly, that's something that I struggle with as a teacher. There's a lot of things that I would just love to move over, let me do this. Yeah. Because I do want it done right. But as a teacher, I've got to give you guys the opportunities to succeed or even fail on your own. But if you have that intrinsically inside of you to do it and do it right, that's awesome.
Just especially here, just getting stuff done quick. I feel like it's just easier to just do it yourself. Yeah. Rather than go through the grapevine and then have it come back through the grapevine. You're like, well, this is wrong. Yeah. And then you just do it yourself.
Yeah. So put in the effort, get the job done yourself.
I think especially in manufacturing, all the communication, if you have 3 different people working on the same thing and something gets messed up, it's like, for sure, where did this go wrong? What happens now? Do we need to completely restart?
Oh, yeah. And that affects your bottom line, right? Those unexpected costs. Very cool. Well, ladies, I thank you for being on the podcast. It was great chatting with you. And if you're a lady out there who wants to take line manufacturing, ask these girls here and they'll give you a thumbs up. But we'll see you guys next time.